All right, so let us begin our short 15-minute session before the class by gently closing our eyes and bringing our mind back to ourselves. Close your eyes gently. It is as if your eyelids just touch together and relax your entire body. Move around to make sure that your body is in the right position. The right position will allow the blood, the circulation to flow naturally and comfortably. No matter how long we meditate, our body will still feel nice, feel okay. And make a feeling that you relax the entire body. Release, let go. Release and relax. For your body to feel empty, feel spacious, hollow. It is as if it can blend together with the environment. As our body feel lighter, take the time to enjoy and also notice the change in the sensation. Let go and enjoy, but never push or force. Your body right now have a limit of how relaxed it can be. And that's why you have to understand and let go, to give time and space for the body to relax and be content with it. And then we move to our mind. Let go, release every single tension from the mind. All the topic that has the responsibility and all the things that are still being held in your mind. Release and let go of people, of things, of other being, work, life, family, past, future, present. Take your hand out of everything. Those things should no longer have any importance to you. That will allow you to let go. It is as if you are released from your duties and responsibility. The weight, heaviness that you shoulder are now left off. You are a new person, a free individual. Make your mind feel nice, vast and open, refreshing and relaxed. Bring the mind back to the body and enjoy together with a smile on your face. Meditation is not about making you feel good, but it's about doing the right thing so that the right outcome will arise naturally. Never go into meditation with desire, with hope, with want. but go into it neutrally. It is as if you are giving yourself time to relax. This is not a time to be doing meditation. This is a time to relax while being mindful of the present moment. Notice the quietness, the rootedness, the groundedness, the feeling of being rooted, established, firm, stable, or peace. Take a moment to recognize and enjoy them. It is that it is the fact that these feelings, positive feeling exists within us, but we often never give the importance to them. The more we pay our attention to these wonderful sensation feeling, the more it grows on us, the more powerful it will become. That's why we need to concentrate. Concentrate by noticing, not forcing. It is as if you are enjoying a conversation, enjoying enjoying the experience. Have to be light, nice, soft and gentle. Meditate with a smile on your face. You can truly enjoy the present moment without hating it, easily by being enough, being content, okay, satisfied with what we have. If it's very bad, then it's okay. No, that's very bad right now. Open up your eyes to enjoy the escape. If you feel like it's a bit crazy, don't worry. Don't push against the craziness, but let it pass and flow through you, like allowing the craziness to walk past you. Let them go first. You'll wait gently. You'll stay with ourselves. Stop and still. Stop and still. Nice and gentle. Soft and gentle. Stop and still. And now that we have given time for our mind to clean and cleanse itself, we can gently and slowly open our eyes. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the class. So, for today, That'll be in Q&A. So, is there anyone who want to bring up a topic or a question that they want to ask? I know that Michelle have some questions, but if she want to ask, then please do go ahead. But if I also want to ask, then you can also raise your hand too. Hi, Zoe. Right. A question. Question. Meditation, mindfulness. Have you ever wondered where will mindfulness and meditation lead me to? That's a that's an interesting question. Whenever we play games, watch movies, play sport, study, or music, we kind of get a feeling of where we're going as you know, as we invest our time and energy into those activities. We kind of foresee the roadmap. But what about meditation? Where are we going with this? Where are we taking this? Progression in sports, in music, in study and games. We all know of them. We all have our checkpoint. We know where we are. In football, there are leagues. In music, there are beginner, intermediate, advanced, amateur, professional. In language studies, there are different level of proficiencies. In education, there are different grades and level. So it's very clear for us. But what about meditation? And how can we even gauge or know, are we moving forward with our practice or not? If we don't know where things should be going and are things going the way that it should or not? Let's start from the beginning of how many of us find refuge in mindfulness practice and meditation. With the from learning, hearing, or understanding that mindfulness or meditation could help them deal with the problem and obstacle that they're facing, many of us here then chose meditation as their go-to. And then scour the internet to find how to meditate. Or even take the time to travel across the world to go to retreat to know exactly how to meditate. Meaning it must be something that you desperately need, and that the issue that you face is strong enough to prompt that significant. We all learn how to meditate. We all know that the key to mindfulness is to order your mind to be aware, be aware of an object. Just like how you remind yourself to be aware, or how you tell your mind to feel your face, to feel your legs, and we take that technique to then turn it into a concentration, where we then choose an object, a breath or otherwise, remind ourselves to be at that object, and continuously try to focus. And if you do it right, it will not be different. It will actually be the same as reminding yourself to be mindful when you're studying or when you're concentrating on a conversation or something else. Just like when we meditate, our focus on our attention or our focus on something doesn't last forever. That's why we have to re-engage, bring our mind back to it, remind ourselves to focus, to concentrate, to move on. Where we are all utilizing mindfulness, meaning to recall the mind back to the inner objects throughout the day and try to maintain them until the activity is complete, until the study is over, until the job is done. And that is what we are doing too when we meditate. But for those activity outside, we will know, and it's clear to us where the endpoint is. When will the job be done? How long should you concentrate until it will get to the endpoint? And we know that clearly, and we try to our best to do so to reach the goal or go to the finish line. But in meditation, is there a finish line? And how much should we concentrate? Why are we even concentrating? Hmm. And should we invest more and more time into this practice? If so, what will we gain? What is the benefit? What is the reward? And these are all tried mysteries. That's why it's important for us to know now that you are giving your time and your effort into this practice. In meditation, what we want is different from what we do. Many people, when they ask, when they were told to describe what meditation is for them, the description that they gave are the result of meditation. Meditation or mindfulness is peace, is calm, is quietness, is relaxation, is happiness, is feeling like there's no self, feeling like this or like that. But that is totally completely different from what you guys are doing when you're actually meditating. When you're meditating, you're just merely focusing on an object and try to focus it. The outcome that you enjoy will come in due time. And that's what we're doing. We are able to use this easy concept to move ourselves away from the stress, the pain, the guilt, the shame, the anxiety in our life toward no stress, no anxiety, no guilt, no shame, no anger, or at least to minimize them, move away from them, just by merely doing the same thing and the same simple thing that is focusing on an object, that's all. One task to rule them all. No? One task to rule them all. Which makes meditation something and actually that is quite amazing if you think about it. Just by being aware of your breath, for example, people around the world are able to fix so many things in their life. Today, someone bring up painkillers or paracetamol that they need to fix the pain that they're facing. And to make sure that they're taking the right medication, I look it up. And surely enough, I found that it only fixes maybe physical pain, but doesn't take away the nausea or something like that. But for meditation, it's not like that. Whatever people are facing, we say, hey, why don't you try this? Anxiety, and we find that many symptoms are all vanished or dealt with just by doing a simple task of meditation, whatever the object may be. And now because of that, we kind of know what we want out of meditation. And that is what keep you guys going. I want to feel calmer, want to no longer be stressful. I want to be more relaxed. Doesn't want my mind to agitate a lot. And this is kind of the goal we have. And we keep on doing so to be there. Our metric, how we gauge our meditation just simply come to the fact that am I happy or not? Am I calm or not? Am I peaceful or not? Am I meaning did I achieve the goal or not? That's all. Which is not a good indicator for not a good indicator, not the right indicator to gauge your progress. Meditation and mindfulness is at the heart or at is one of the most vital thing in Buddhism because it is a tool that we need to learn and use to accomplish what the Buddha used to accomplish. We may not. It's okay, to not uh, have the same faith or belief. But long time ago, a great teacher, once used meditation to help free himself from all pain or suffering and to find utmost happiness. And from that practice, he's able to then teach other people how to live their life, how to be happy, how to have great many insight. And that's why to know and understand how to use this tool beyond what we are currently using it for will set us up to be able to utilize this tool beyond what we are using it for. Imagine I have phone, this phone right here. Oh, a message, sorry. This phone. And I use this phone just to call my mom. Sure, it works great. I can call my mom anytime. But there's more to it than that. I can use it to take videos. I can use it to make this conference. I can use it to measure the room. There's so many features on this thing. But if I don't know what it can do, I don't know how to use it properly. And even though I have it in my hand, I can only just call my mom. So the first point before I move on, the key question that I bring up for this class is why are we meditating for? Where are we going with this? And why are we investing so much time in it? And the benefit that it have, is it enough or should I have more? These are all things that uh all the thing that I brought up in the first 15 minutes to keep the conversation going. Mm. So far, so good. All right, thank you. Yeah. Oh, you have a question, Michelle? Or it's just a
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Sir Jimmy. And I yeah, actually, I do have a question because you said earlier that we meditate to develop self-awareness, and that by practicing it, we're able to practice more of our self-awareness. And it's actually, I mean, of course, in the beginning it's hard, but then you get used to it and it becomes easier and easier. But then my question is, when you're not meditating, when you're interacting with people, like for example, you're having a conversation with your partner or a coworker, and then somehow they did or said something that triggers you, and suddenly you find yourself on autopilot and for example, you said something back that you didn't mean to, or you did something that didn't mean to. But at that moment when you're doing it, you feel like your emotions are suddenly in there. You felt that something was triggered in you, and then suddenly you're doing something that when you're meditating, you or when you're calm, you know that you don't want to do it. But then when you feel triggered, suddenly it you feel that you don't have control of your mind, and then you do something that you don't want, and then later on when you're calm, you realize that you did this, and then you feel ashamed, and you feel that you regret it. So how can you probably find a way to actually combat that, wherein you're triggered and you're not going to be on autopilot and just do something that you're going to regret later on?
that's a very good question. Very interesting question too. What should we do to understand and answer this question in full? Let's talk about mindfulness in daily life first. We all have been there before, where when it is a conversation that you're ready for, or a situation that you prepare yourself, negotiation, talking to someone. We all have been through a conversation where we are very, very calm, mindful, and have control over yourself. And you find that even if there might be triggering moments that arise in those conversations, it doesn't consume you. You know them, but you don't react with them. Conversation that have full control and mindfulness, we have all been through it before, even before we start to practice mindfulness or meditation. But it's rare for many people. For most people, most conversation are not mindful. Most conversation just goes on and on and on, where we don't even remember what has been said, what is the conversation about. We just know the overall like a fragment of the conversation. Because we've been through the mindful kind before, let's talk about what happened so that we can then use it. in our daily life and cultivate that. The key, especially when you have to interact with someone that you have to be very, very careful of. The key is to prepare yourself before before even engaging in any conversation. We find that sometimes we are mindful throughout the day, but when we have to start a conversation with someone, our mindfulness disappear right away. Even when we are trying to practice it, it's easy when it's easy all the time apart from conversation, or easy all the time apart from eating food, or apart from watching movie, or depending on what we are struggling with. Mindfulness throughout the day helps a lot, but we need to know what the secret to carry on that mindfulness in an activity that we find ourselves lost in many times. And the secret is to tell your mind or order your mind, make a resolution before talking with someone, if that is something that you struggle with, or make a resolution, make activity that you're going to be mindful when you're going to eat, if that's what you're struggling with. Be mind, make a resolution, a goal that you're going to be mindful when you shower, if that's what you're struggling with. Because we already have it before we do so, we need to set that clear goal first, so that we put ourselves in an activity. When we go to conversation, we're not gonna go conversate with someone. We're gonna be mindful. This is our number one priority. It just so happened that we're also talking at the same time too. Have you realized that when you are careful when talking to someone, most of the time you're focusing on your own mindfulness rather than the conversation that you're having? Most of the time your attention is with what they're saying, what are you gonna say, what should I say next? Allowing you to control the situation. Making the trigger less likely or less powerful even when they come up. Now, so this is the way to fix it before anything happen. While we are while we are doing conversation and we forgot to do that, then what you need to do is to remove yourself from the conversation, not physically, but mentally. You realize that the trigger happened when you are lost in the conversation. The control are gone if you're lost in a conversation because your mind is now away from your body. The reason that you're able to be mindful in the mindful when you conversate when you're doing conversation is because you're never lost in the conversation. You're always on top of it. So that's why while you're doing it and you forgot to set a goal, then you can then tell yourself, hey, need to remove myself, if and then bring it back and go slow. You don't have to, and then make sure that you are the one who dictate the flow of conversation, not the topic, but your own flow. Take a breather if they finish talking. Don't answer yet. Take this time because you didn't prepare in the beginning. You're gonna prepare right in the conversation. Prepare while the downtime. So to make sure that ourselves are protected, to make sure that the trigger inside doesn't come up, and then we can then gonna proceed carefully. We know who the danger person is. We know what the danger topic is. We know what is the dangerous time or dangerous place. We kind of see our trigger and the routine and the people, the place, the setting that we find ourselves in. That's why I have to be clear on that. uh, And so they can make a plan or prepare before. Lastly, what if you find yourself already triggered? You forgot to prepare before. You don't catch yourself during, but you catch yourself afterward. What should you do? Number one is to stop. Stop. Complete shutdown. Stop. By telling yourself to stop. Not a word more. Even if the urges, the trigger on the inside, want you to keep on saying because you feel like you need to say something. I had to stop. Because right now your mind, the anger, the trigger is running a program or a program that wants you to finish whatever you're saying. You feel like you have the push, the urge, the desire, or the sweetness, the liking to just say it out, to finish it. And your mind, your body, the tendency is moving toward that point. Where if we know that if we let it go and it reach that point, then the regret, the shame will surely come when we go home. That's why stop is the first thing. Stop, stop, stop. Together with still. Stop and still. Stop and still. Mindfulness of yourself, very, very clear. Now this, but that will happen naturally. Your mindful yourself, you say stop, still, stop, still. Take a breather, reset again. All of this trigger happen all because the or because the thought and the emotion are able to then comes up very quickly and catch and find ourselves uh, catching ourselves off guard. But if we are on guard, then we can stop it. If it don't happen, if you're on guard, we can pause it or slow it down. No matter beginning, during, or after it happened, the key here is to be able to be mindful and order your mind. Tell your mind, order your mind to be mindful, to settle down, to stop, to be careful. At the time, you have to be the manager of your own, the manager of your body. Just like how you were the manager of your friend and your family when they are triggered too. You go to them, you say, hey, calm down, settle down. We take the same technique and we do it to ourselves, our mind. The last situation is when we complete everything, we shot everything, or triggered everything done, program complete. Then the regret will come afterward. At that time, the thing that we need to do is know that okay, there are thought and voices inside of us that will haunt us later. Shame, regret, this and that. That will then push us down even further. So you're gonna prepare the same way you prepare for the conversation. You know that's coming. Even if you don't need to prepare first. No matter what you say, be it the conversation or the thing after the conversation, the key is the same. If you can, the key is the same, nah? Mm. To be able to allow you to be mindful enough to not accept. The reason why being mindful is important is that we can choose to not accept. Even when things are heated up in a conversation, we don't want to accept whatever come up. Even when after the conversation, the shame, the guilt will come up, we should not accept them. Forgive, let go. What's done is done. It's okay. Yeah. People fight all the time. Things happen all the time. It's okay. And it will get even more okay as we continue to practice every day, every day. There'll be mistake, there'll be imperfection. That's okay. Every time we do it, we come back and we don't let it. We every time it happen, we come back. Don't let it go to waste. We reflect. We try to fix our game plan. Okay, next time, what should we do first? What should we do in the middle? What should we do at the end? Like preparing for a marathon or preparing for anything, have to prepare first. Clear game plan. Is that did I answer the question, Michelle?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I have actually taken notes on what you said, and hopefully it will be able to help me in the future.
Mm,
Thank you so much.
thank you. Yes, Lara. Yeah, my L and my R's.
Hi. I want to give an example to this topic.
Yes.
I don't know if it's a question. I just, as you talked about this topic right now, I thought about a situation that I have, where it was kind of similar. Like with Michelle, I was in a social situation with specific people, and over time, every single time after I met them, I would feel, I just wouldn't feel good. I wouldn't feel good about myself. I would feel ashamed of just being with them. And then I started noticing afterwards that it was because they have like not the same mindset as me. They have like in the conversation sometimes they say like low grade racist things or homophobic things or things that are just not in my political senses and just all those topics. And then I would feel really bad about just being in a situation and not saying something. And then I went back into the situation and I did say something, and everyone was downgrading me and saying I'm overreacting. And I just felt this strong sense of I don't like this, I don't like how I feel with them. Yeah, and then I realized that it's just the first step to like notice that I do feel this way and that it's not like on me, it is their thing and it does trigger me, and I just need to like because I cannot like it's family, so I can't just like break up the relationship. So I started to set boundaries for myself. I went in there and I said, hey, this topic comes up, I don't want to be part of it, and I would take myself out of the situation. And that's kind of how I did it. But I don't know if I'm really, I mean, I guess I'm kind of mindful in the situation because I start noticing it, but it took me a long, long time to notice that this is like the root of the situation there. Um, yeah, so maybe it helps to like kind of see how I did it. Yeah, but I'm not there yet. I mean, I wish I were, I don't know, able to just speak up and stuff, but also I don't think I have to because um you know, I can't change them. I cannot make them understand what I see. Everybody has their own opinions, and it doesn't make any sense to like keep trying to change someone and showing them that it's not okay how they behave, but still being okay with myself having a relationship with them, if that makes sense.
Mm, that makes sense a lot, and that's a very 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 good thing that you have done. We we can even make it easier than that and try to have like a template or like a takeaway from that. In Buddhism, and the way my teacher taught me is that, it doesn't really depend on what they're talking about. When they are in that mood, in that way, uh, where inside of them are governed by bad thought, bad emotion, what the bad thought, bad emotion will seek to do is to not only destroy the person and also everyone that come in contact with the person. If they're strong enough and if they can, they're strong enough, they would. And we kind of like using our wisdom knows that for many people that do like this, they don't want to. They say stuff with no intention to do anything about it. With the intention and enough thought emotion to even fight back at it. So it's like seeing a dog barking and knowing that if you touch it, it'll bite you back, regardless of what conversation is saying. So in those cases where we can foresee the danger, we say, you know what, I'm just gonna remove myself. Mm. Not only that, there's no hope or no benefit in engaging, but there are all the negative consequences that will follow if I do engage. By seeing things in reality that way, we can know that this situation is not the right situation to do anything about it. Unlike when we are teaching our young, and we know that they are in a position, in a mood, in everything that can be taught. That's why we go and tell them, hey, don't say that bad thing. That should be said. When we foresee that it's an appropriate one, we go for. But if it's not appropriate, not beneficial, though there's no way it's gonna be good, then it's best to just get away from the black hole. Mm. You see that everything here all stand on the base foundation of mindfulness. The more mindful we are, the more solid we are, then the more we can withstand, go against, or even withhold the strong thought, emotion, or trigger that might waver us. Imagine mindfulness like becoming a tall, strong, stable tree with a deep root. No matter the tornado, the hurricane, the flood, it will. Uh, no matter how much you try to push or destroy the tree will keep on standing, even after flood, hurricane disasters. Mindfulness is like that. The more we have it, the more of that tree will become. But if we don't cultivate it, or if we have less of it, it become a tree that used to be thick, tall, and rooted become thinner, weaker, and the root will be more and more shallow. Whenever people or someone blow air to you, nah, then the tree would collapse. Flow triggered. Or even worse, when the time come where it's a season or a period where things are hectic, chaotic, stressful, then our tree is not able to withstand against those tornado, those flood, and we will then find ourselves having to shout something, say something, do something that we regret. Mm. So imagine yourself next time as we go through life, through work with our friend, our family, or college. Imagine yourself like this rooted tree, tree that have its root deep down, that you're gonna be stable, gonna be calm, gonna be firm and rooted. If you set your goal that you're gonna be this kind of person every day and practice every day, that's gonna bring my mind back to root my mind, root myself, root, be stable, then it will help us to not only assess the situation like Lara did, because she is not, push around, her mind doesn't waver around with what is she heard, allowing her to make the right decision. But also, uh, allow the tree to withstand the inner urges that will destroy and bring shame and regret later on. So I think that is a practical way to go about our life too if we face a lot of that situation in our life. I hope it makes sense. Yes. When you know that as long as we have a clear mind, as long as we are firm and rooted, as long as we don't allow the pressure from inside or outside to bring us down, then we won't do anything wrong. We won't shout, we won't fight, we won't anything. We won't be in danger. No. That is the minimum. That is the at least the first benefit of being rooted or strongly mindful. The second benefit is like Lara, the mind is able to then advise to step out and away from the situation. Mm. So yeah, like a firm tall tree, we don't want to waver, allowing us to remain on a path that we want it to be. Mm. Oh, can I have a question? I read out messages. Oh, here it is. Um, understand. Does it help to remind ourselves every hour to be aware? Actually, we have to remind yourself all the time. Not every hour, but all the time. Because when we remind ourselves, we will be mindful, but the mindfulness is not strong enough. You know, people say that, hey, I'm already mindful throughout the day. You know, I like if I'm not mindful, then can I do what I need to do in my daily life? Uh, And what they say are correct. But think about it. Your form of mindfulness is incomplete because your form of mindfulness lack the power to give you control. Your form of mindfulness that people say that have it is the mindfulness that allows them to not bump into other people when they walk around. When we travel from home to work, yes, we are mindful because we need to be aware to go to work. But do we remember the step that we took to go to work and all the details in our journey to work? Or do we only recall snippets here and there? The mindfulness that most people talk about is enough to make sense of what's going on, but that's it. But the reason why we have to upgrade snippets, yes. I mean, like here and there, not complete, incomplete. Mm. But the awareness that we want is a strong, full, whole mindfulness that allow you to be aware of your body and what I'm gonna say. You to be aware of every word that you hear, every breath, every blink, so that you are mindful enough to control your emotion, your thought, your behavior, your pattern. Mindfulness to be able to then concentrate and absorb all the information. This is what we are practicing for. That's why I had to remind ourselves to be like that. That's why in meditation, yes, like that mean that correct. Nah. This is uh does it take one to be enlightened to be fully no, no, no. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Does it take one to be enlightened to be fully aware at every moment? Technically, yes. Technically, yes. Because every moment we have to understand that we're not talking about every second, but we're talking about every tenth of a second, hundredth of a second, thousandth of a second. Right now, your mindfulness may be second by second. But for those who practice mindful long, then the time for them expand. They are mindful every tenth of a second. They know more. They are able to perceive more in the given time. When your mind become more refined, you know more of it. Mm. Time pass the same for everyone, but everyone doesn't perceive the time the same way. When we are not mindful, time pass like a snapshot, boop 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 boop. But when we are really in the zone, just like when we find ourselves in danger, or just like when we find ourselves having to drive a car in a very dangerous road, we see everything. We are very, very mindful. The time not only slow down, but we know every single moment. The more dangerous is, the more we know. So yes. Oh, is there a shortcut? Kind of asked to achieve that. Not hard. I achieved it when I first met my teacher. I set a goal to be mindful all the time, 24/7. It took me 5 days. No, it took me less than 5 days to achieve it. And the journey is very interesting. People ask, so that does the time increase or decrease for you? I said the time doesn't increase nor decrease, but I was able to aware at all times and recall every moment because you're there all the time. You're there to perceive or to witness. So time doesn't feel slower or faster, but there's just more. There's just more to it. That's it. Um, and to get there, is just to remind myself all the time. At first, I forgot, but then I don't stop. I set a goal. Okay, I will wash my face now. I'm gonna be mindful when I wash my face. I'm gonna go to the toilet now to do my duties. I'm gonna be mindful. I'm gonna walk to the kitchen now. Be mindful. I'm gonna go eat now. Be mindful. So I make every single step of my day activity to make it a game. How can I be mindful in this, in this, and this? Now the first day is a bit mediocre here and there, but the second is easier. But I feel like the second is much more lighter. But then the third day come along is very, very more easy than that. To the point where I said, wow, very easy to be aware throughout the day. Very light, very soft, very easy. Until the fourth day, I was surprised. Like, wow. Yeah. I thought the third day was easy and light enough, but it is not comparable at all to the fourth day. Fourth day is so light, so easy. It's like I'm there all the time. I'm mind blown already, but nothing compared to the fifth day. Mm. But I lost it 2 days afterwards. Because what? Because I did not make it a habit. That's it correct to say you talk to yourself? Yes. No. Not talk to yourself, but uh but tell myself that okay, I'm gonna talk mindfully, gonna eat mindfully, gonna brush my teeth mindfully. So make every activity an activity to practice mindfulness. But Kanan, I recommend you to do it to build a habit, not to do it to achieve it. Because I achieved it in 5 days and lost it after 2 days. Because when I achieved it, what happened? I said, "Oh, I got it, easy enough." Then I don't practice anymore. then I lost it. So that's when my teacher came up to me and said, good that you achieve it and good that you lost it. Now you know that you shouldn't be someone who only aim for the outcome. You aim for the outcome and you spend 5 days to do it, and now that you lost it, what do you gain? You're just going to be someone who used to got it. That's it. Someone who used to, but not someone who's currently have it. So that's why from that moment on, I kind of like shift to build my habit more than to achieve it. And then by doing so, it's much more sustainable and much more long term because it becomes something that is part of you.